Hey guys, how you doing? It's AKA 40T.
And Jay,
My man Jay.
sorry, baby.
It's alright. We have a topic. If you listen to God, He will direct you for your path, for His plans. I'm gonna give you my perspective, and I'm gonna give you Jay's perspective. And once again, like I said, mine's a mental illness, and his is more, I guess, reality because it's different for me.
I would say mine's is more of a self-image type of deal versus God's image. But looks like I'm gonna be starting it off. So what I want to discuss with you guys now is listening to God's plan or His voice whenever He wants to guide you through things or bring you out of stuff. I know a lot of times we get very content with where we're at in life, and who doesn't like being on top in their comfort zone? I know I do. I'm very guilty of that. And one thing I had to struggle with was not settling for mediocrity, because a lot of times I get content very easily. And I'm working on growing past that. And I would say that whenever I want to be in control and do things my way and really just create my own vision and ignore the Lord's vision, or I have a hard time just letting God take control and just falling back and letting things fall into place, a lot of times I could get in my own way and then it's just another disaster. Even if I get what I wanted out of it, it still doesn't feel content, or it's not self-fulfilling like that feeling that I've been chasing. It's like a high in life that you get when God brings you to certain points in your life where you realize, man, I never thought that this could be for me. And I would say that I can't be too specific, but I can say from emotional experience or idealistically, there have been points in my life where I have been pretty content just doing the same old, like, yeah, I could do this forever and stuff like that. Here's the thing. Goals are just like life. Doesn't last forever. Some point it ends and then you have something to move on to. It's almost like I'll give you an example. One of my coworkers at work said something about after you die, it's just death. There's no heaven, there's no hell, etc., etc. And that was his theory. So I gave my theory, and what that was there's definitely a heaven or a hell after you die, because you have to look at it this way. You're looking at the now. But when you were a fetus, or you were swimming in your father, or you were hatched in your mother's egg, did you have plans or have an idea of what it was going to be like to be a human being? Of course not. You didn't know that there was going to be another life beyond that. So that's pretty much where we're at now. You die, and heaven or hell is right around the corner for you. Am I going to try to play God or speak on His view of life? Of course not. I can only go by whatever He tells me in His word. And
or the premonitions He gives you.
Right. I was just about to touch down on that, because sometimes God's voice is through us just praying to Him or just speaking to Him. Sometimes it's not
just
enough
acknowledging Him
to read verses in the Bible. Sometimes it's not enough to go to church. Sometimes we need that personal one-on-one time with them. And when we have that at times, not saying that there's anything wrong with other things, because what I mentioned has a different value that I probably can't get by myself one-on-one with the Lord, because He does send people in our lives to guide and mentor us. Yeah, whether it be season, lifetime. I mean, it is what it is, because like I said, we're not going to be here forever. So I really don't like to push the pressure of the Lord's word on somebody specifically. There's a lot of false pastors out there that, excuse me for a moment, my phone's going, but I'm going to ignore that because I don't want to fall on track for what I'm trying to say. So what I'm speaking on right now is there's times where God will put certain things in somebody's soul or conscience of his word, but we can't look at that person like they're God, because sometimes it's just a message of truth. You know, I don't believe in there being a such thing as a liar or a truth teller, or I'm real or I'm fake. No, we all have both, because you could be the slimiest con artist or whatever, biggest slime ball, etc., and still have some truth in you. Matter of fact, your truth could be negative truth, but it's still truth. Or it could be the other way around. You could be a real, big, noble, stand-up type of genuine person, but you might have a sign of weakness. So apparently, looks like I have somebody speaking for me in the background.
Pissing me off.
Yeah. So I'm going to let my girl take it over for a little bit, and hopefully I could get back to you guys in a little.
Alright, the way I have to listen to God with a mental illness is through premonitions, and there was something that happened to me recently. I had somebody in my life for a very significant time limit, and they decided to, it's the best thing that we don't talk or proceed with the relationship or professionalship that we had together. And that was 17 years, and I'm still processing it, but I have no problem with what went on. I'm still just trying to process it. It's actually, I'm really detrimental. It's not as detrimental to my mental health as I thought it would be. Knowing this person for a long time, they were on my treatment team for a long time. And I just think that, we just outgrew each other, and there's no beef between me and this person. Never will be. I'll still protect this person to the day I die. But, I was heartbroken because, of us being together for so long and having a relationship that was very impactful for me. This person introduced me to CIT, and if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't still be doing CIT, because she's the OG of AK-40T. She's the one that believed in me, but I have to realize that, maybe we outgrew each other. Maybe, I'm moving on to bigger, stronger things, but it's just like I have to listen to God, and God's been guiding and directing me, because the old me, because of my illness and my temper and everything. But as you grow older with your mental illness, and once you start to learn tools to, be control of what you entertain and what you don't, and what you let rent space in your head. Well, what I'm saying is that, I'm a Christian, and I'm a strong believer of a Christian, because I get premonitions, and sometimes it's scary. But, if I trust the Lord, I know that I'll be doing his way and not mine. So that's what I'm trying to listen to God. God's telling me to process everything, and then when I'm done processing, make a decision then, because you need to be in your wise mind when you make a decision or you are processing something. And it's good to have a support team, like a mom, a friend. Hey, even me, if you want to friend me on Facebook or whatever, I'm here to try to mentor and help people as much as I can. And that's pretty much all I want to say about that. It's just that I have to understand that it's God's timing, not my timing, because I want it right here, right now. Like, I want it now. But I have to realize that it has to come in increments. Because if it didn't come in increments, I wouldn't be able to catch it. So that's my view. And my dog is trying to play ball in the house.
Yeah. But yeah, my I'd say for me, before I had to handle what I had to handle with a friend of mine, I would say that the Lord, I gotta realize that He knows a lot more than me. So if I'm stupid enough to trust myself over God, knowing how much sticky situations I could get myself in and how little I know, sometimes you have to be smart enough to know how dumb you are, first off. And you have to be wise enough to know who's smarter than you. And God is smarter than everybody. So as much as I want to get caught up in the whole modern day society thing and everything, I have to realize, one, God didn't make me like everybody. So for me to try and function and fit in with everyone, that's not going to happen. And two is that the Lord knows me inside out better than I even know myself. So I guess the third and last would be the fact that trust in the Lord, because
And lean on not onto thy own understanding.
yes, because if you do, you're only leaning on to what's around you, what you see, what you've been influenced, not what's inside you, not what's been created in you. And that's where it's going to count the most, because you're the only one who has to go to sleep with your conscience at night and wake up to it and look yourself in the mirror. And thank God, that's why He's our Heavenly Father and we have Him. Well, that'll be all. Peace, God bless, and hope you guys have a safe one.